new heads up for parents in DeKalb County tonight. The district announcing an update to its school assignment plan, or SAP, that maps out the plans for closure, restructuring, or consolidating nearly 24 schools. Atlanta News First anchor Sydney Stallworth is live in Stone Mountain outside of the district headquarters tonight. Sydney, you spoke with parents about this. What are their thoughts?
Well, Carly, we've gone from covering parent protests to now reporting that the district is pushing back its timeline of making a final decision on the future of over 20 schools. The district says that it listened to parents and it's shifting its focus and its timeline.
I feel like I have a momentary reprieve that maybe we've won the battle, but not necessarily the war.
DeKalb County School District parents react to the district's decision to shift its timeline on the Student Assignment Project, or SAP, which determines the future of over 20 schools up for closure, repurposing, or consolidation. DeKalb County School Superintendent says he heard from parents that the outcomes felt predetermined. So moving forward, they're going to use independent facilitators, and the process will continue over the next 12 to 18 months. Save our schools! Save our schools! Back in March, we were in DeKalb County as parents in the Lakeside cluster protested the potential repurposing or closure of their kids' schools. We caught up with some of the same parents from Oak Grove and Evansdale elementary schools who were chanting "Save our schools" then, to see how they're feeling about the updated timeline now.
I feel cautiously optimistic. I'm glad that our feedback was heard to at least slow down and hopefully de-scope some of the changes that they were trying to make.
And I really hope that now we're taking a clustered approach, that they will take other things other than buildings into consideration.
Here's a look at the new timeline for SAP. In summer 2026, staff will look over feedback, analyze enrollment data, and develop an engagement plan. In the fall, the district will look into projects like the plan to possibly create a new high school cluster and hold more community conversations for parents impacted by that.
Many other Lakeside cluster families would be forced to move into the new Sequoia cluster.
A final recommendation is expected to be presented to the board in December. Next year, in spring 2027, the community conversations will continue, and the district plans to address under-enrollment and clusters like Towers, MLK, and McNair.
I will 100% be involved.
We really can't rest.
Now, the next opportunity for parents to chime in will come in the fall when those community-based conversations start back up. That's the latest from here in DeKalb County. I'm Sydney Stallworth, Atlanta News First.